Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining us. So, my name is Idongesit Obeya. I'm the founder of Altruistic Scribe, your healthcare-based, real-time, AI-powered language translation, HIPAA compliant language translation software. And with me, I have my best. Should I call my bestie, my founder bestie, or my founder friend? We're still working on the title. So, this, go ahead and introduce some people.
Oh my goodness, this is amazing. So I'm Adaeze Iloeje-Udeogalanya, the founder of African Women in STEM. And our mission is to empower African women to take ownership of their careers, maximize their potential and succeed. And we do this by providing access to people, resources, and opportunities. So first of all, I'm looking good.
You're looking amazing.
I look amazing because I put makeup on for something really special tonight.
I know. It's so exciting and it feels unbelievable still, but here we are. So, yeah, talking about something special tonight. We've been embarking on this journey for the last 14 weeks. Can you believe it? It's been 14
Actually, it's more
weeks.
than 14 if you count the 6 weeks in between. Well, that you're supposed to be fundraising. Were you fundraising?
Sort of tried. We just graduated from Founders Institute, Keystone. Woohoo! Best ever. We're doing this because we both are facing one of our challenges, and it's about creating real content, I should say, because when you're in that intellectual space, you kind of like you want perfectionism. You kind of like want things to be like so. You're an expert in what you do, and yet, however, when you're a founder, that vulnerability has to show. The vulnerability of us just calling each other and being frustrated about whether it was a feedback or an ask or a requirement for epic sprints.
Yeah, I know.
Sprints. We kind of like did this behind closed doors, and we both realized that there are other people going through this journey that should not feel alone.
I agree. And okay, you just said epic sprint, and I realized I don't ever want to hear the word epic again because epic used to be something good.
Well,
but now epic is like the bane of my existence. So if you don't know what we're talking about, we just both graduated from the Founder Institute, spring cohort. And there's this thing, they have sprints every week, but then they have the epic sprint, which is like they basically want to make you suffer for no reason.
oh wow.
They have ridiculous goals, really incredible, like goals that under normal circumstances take you like 3 months, 6 months to meet, and then you have to do it in like a week. And then you just walking around, pull your hair out. And then when they say in the email, they'll tell you if you do not complete this, then you fail. And I'm like, you know what? Okay, fine. You're out. Oh, yeah. I was like, you know what? If you want to fine, I have failed the sprint and I'm out, whatever. I do not care. I cannot do this anymore. And then after I submitted, it just occurred to me that way. I don't think they really mean that. I think they just want to push you so hard that you actually arrive at better than you would have if they just say, go do whatever, because we tend to not push ourselves hard enough. Because to your point, the reason why we're doing this is that we try to have all our ducks in a row before we move one step forward.
What you said, we tend to not push ourselves hard enough. I think we do push ourselves hard, but we push ourselves in a circle.
Yes, we push ourselves hard not to launch. We put ourselves hard, like, in the background, still building the foundation. Before we now make it front facing, right. It has to be perfect.
Right.
And that doesn't really work for founders.
No, it doesn't. I think for traction, because I think we get into this place of cuddling and whatever it is that we're building. And from a maternal perspective, if your mother is kind of like your baby in a sense, right? You want it to be good. You want it to look like this and look like this. And do this and do this and do this and do this before it gets to the next step. Just like a baby will learn to sit up and then crawl and then scoot or walk or whatever. We tend to apply that. I'm speaking for myself. I tend to have applied that principle, and it wasn't quite propelling me, pushing me out or to expand that comfort zone of mine, because you know what, it was cozy and it was nice here, and I was familiar with, the people I was talking to and what I was building. Did it benefit me in the long run? Not necessarily. So I think I pushed myself because I know I've spent long nights working on whatever it is that I was working on just to see certain things be put in place. I did push myself to do that. However, did I push myself to do the work that I needed to do, whether I knew it or not, that I needed to do to get the right eyes on me. Did I do that?
Mhm.
I don't think I did.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's not like yeah, you're right. It's not the pushing yourself part, it's the putting yourself out there. Because again, you realize that to do some of those sprints, you have to go out and talk to people, convince people, tell people things, and you're like, but it has to be perfect so that this whatever I'm doing with all the talking, I don't have to say really very much. But you're not at that point yet.
What we both have can do the talking, it has done the talking.
Yes,
It
yes,
has.
yes,
So
yes,
I
yes.
think in our heads, whatever that is, I don't know, I'm not claiming it anymore, kind of like still stifled us in a sense of, second guessing the validity of what we had. Even
Mm,
we've worked on this and we've seen traction in a sense and we've seen
mm-hmm.
it, right? But there's just that bit that makes you kind of like, is it really ready though?
I know where mine comes from, because I'm an engineer by training, and
Oh,
of
yeah.
course I was smart in school and all that stuff. But everything has to be perfect. My very first job in the United States, one of our things was, I think the motto was, we do it right the first time.
Yes.
And I was proud of that because I was like, yeah, of course. But I think about it now and I was like, that is so stifling. But the thing is that when you spend years trying to do it right the first time, that means you spend so much time trying not to make mistakes.
Yeah.
But when you're building as a founder, we're building a startup that you're doing something that you haven't done before. Probably nobody else has done it exactly the way you're doing it. So you can't apply that same principle of doing it right the first time because you will not do it right the first 10 times. You just you push it out there. And I like what Gloria Bell told us today. Oh my God, Gloria, like she's the love of my life right now. Just like let your customers tell you. That's something that we're learning. Actually being in corporate for so many years and then coming out of that. But for me, that's exciting though. But that's exciting.
But that alone has an added trauma to whatever it is that we come from, culturally, but a societal influence. Corporate America, especially for Black women, I'm speaking from a Black woman's perspective. And if you're a Black woman, you don't share the same sentiment. I respect it, but corporate America has traumatized us in a way that we're so used to. You and I just had this conversation early before graduation because we're so used to the idea of, being twice as good, 3 times as good, having the degree and the skill, having the this and the this, having the that and the that when we actually find ourselves in the founder space, we bring those ideals because they work. Those are not ideals that have not worked. Those are ideals that have set us apart, has made us competitive in the corporate world, and has actually contributed to successes. But bringing that into the founder's journey does not quite serve us because, again, remember that circle thing? We just want to build it right because we can show up unprepared. But as a founder, what I found out recently is that a lot of investors, especially I'm not talking VCs because VCs are special people, more on the angel side of things, they're looking for that, I don't want to call it grit because grit just basically puts more of a plan to it. They're looking for that longing and that passion that, yes, you do know this thing. Yes, you believe this thing is going to work. And yes, you'll do everything to make sure it works. So the work that not to say you shouldn't do it, please. Do it, build out to your perfection, but don't just focus on the build. Build and also get it in front of people because people want to see what you're building. I'm not saying giving away all your secrets, which is something we learned. Who said that to us in
Barbara?
Barbara Ann.
Yeah, Barbara Ann. She's amazing.
Oh, I love it. One of the best. Barbara Ann said that to us. Yes, build out loud. However, you don't have to give your IP away. You don't have to give your secret sauce. She calls it a secret sauce.
Yes.
You don't have to give your secret sauce away. Yes. Is it similar to somebody else's? Yes. Is there something that sets it apart? Yes. What is that thing? Best known to me. Why don't you figure it out? And that also has its own stories to it where people share their ideas and somebody with deeper pockets steals it and makes it yell.
Yeah, it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. I mean, I don't even think we can ever do justice to this conversation, but you're absolutely right. I mean, when you say we work 2 times as hard, 3 times as hard, I believe that we work 10 times as hard. And also, apart
Aside
from the
from
fact
that,
that it worked for us, it was also a way to protect ourselves because you know they're gonna come after you regardless. But when you work 10 times as hard, are you sure? Then they have nothing. They will try though, but they won't succeed. So again, it's a survival thing.
sometimes they
It was
will.
a that's how we survive corporate America. Not saying that being a startup founder, you're not going to face the same things, especially if you're trying to raise money or do all kinds of things, because biases are still there. People are used to certain cultures. It's going to transfer. But the difference is, it might have served us in corporate America, but right now, work 10 times as hard, but not to the point of perfection. I don't know I don't know how to put it. We were saying something today about you can't just do the one thing. You just have to do several things. Just keep it moving in a sense. So yes, you're working 10 times as hard, but you're not waiting to the end to push your product out or to talk to your customers or to do all the front facing things that will inform you of what the next step or next decision should be. That was the hardest thing for me.
Yeah. It's
I
still
mean,
is.
the first time I started African American STEM, I formed the group on Facebook. And I think somebody liked it. I immediately put it on private. I was like, no way. And then my coach was like, what is wrong with you? I was like, what if I fail? Then they all gonna laugh at me. And she's like, oh my goodness.
It's true story. It's a real thing. Oh, no. Yeah.
Tried it. And she has so much patience with me. But I remember all those things and it's like, but again, if I make it private and nobody knows about it, then what?
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna know about it. So it doesn't even, but I didn't think that far. I just needed to build out this thing and make it perfect. So when I present it to the world, it'll be most wonderful.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very interesting. Is that fear of rejection or judgment?
More judgment. It was for me. It was more fear of judgment because I mean you get judged all the time. I mean there's so many layers to it, but it's more of judgment because it's like, oh my god, what you did wasn't perfect. In my mind, that has to be like, oh my god, how can it be that what I did was ultimately perfect? So I have to have this product that doesn't need to ever be changed because it's so perfect that it's just perfect. But that doesn't make any sense really if you think about it now. Yeah, it's not.
There's nothing that you build that does not need a little tushy up here and there.
Yes, but also work in the oil and gas industry. I call it an industry that is as old as Methuselah where nothing ever changes. My first foray into the world where people actually throw things out there doesn't make sense was during COVID and I joined Clubhouse. Clubhouse was just really scrappy.
Right.
And I actually watched them in real time make it better. They were hosting town halls. I was like, oh, because first of all, in my industry, you don't talk to CEOs because they're like God in heaven and then you're all the way over there. But I was like, oh my God, these founders and CEOs are talking to everybody. But now I know what they were doing is they were talking to their customers, know
Yes.
what they want, and they were immediately implementing what people. Oh, I had never experienced that. That was a totally different world from the world I lived in. The world I lived in, we still we did things the way it was done 100 years ago. We're not moving from there. So again, it was another learning that I have to do. Maybe if I was in tech or I worked in the startup world, I may have maybe been a little more flexible with that.
Yeah, but well, it's still not too late. I think that is the beautiful thing about being human, that even it doesn't matter how rigid and conditioned you are, there's still time to like change and, be pliable. That's the hardest thing for me. Not talking to my customers directly, I can do that. It started with people that I knew and I had to broaden that thanks to FI. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I had to do my canvassing on foot and also on LinkedIn. And it's daunting to reach out to somebody that you don't know personally or who believes in you. However, you have to believe in yourself enough to have that courage to say, you know what, what's the worst you can say no? Right?
Yes, yes.
I still cringe at it, but it's something that I'm looking to do more. But also to any partner listening, and you and I talked about this, and we're going to make this a regular thing. Most of our customers also live in the cyber world, in social media. So the traditional stop into somebody's office, make a phone call, send an email, send a DM. How many DMs do you not open? How many emails? However, if somebody's just taking a 5-minute break from whatever day they were having to doom scroll, or 15, 30 minutes, I'm not here to judge your hours, whatever it is, the content that I'm creating about the real problem that my customers are facing and how my product improves their lives, whether financially or ease of work or whatever it is. Or in your case, somebody breaking into a tech, a woman that is struggling because of whatever barriers are there, creating those content and just letting those content do what they need to do, as opposed to us having so much control about reading every word of this email to make sure it sounds right, because we don't trust anything, including AI. So that is a part that I'm struggling with, and I'm looking to get over this. And credit to Gary V. Gary V, you were on a podcast, and I shared this with Adaeze earlier today. You were on a podcast talking about doom scrolling on Founders TikTok. You were on a podcast about people not going online to talk about themselves and what they do. And the tip you gave was just set up your phone, turn on the camera, and say something that you're struggling with, one thing that you're not good at. Start there, as opposed to trying to sell yourself on what you're good at. Start with what you're not good at and see how many people resonate with that. So I shared that with Adaeze, my founder friend.
And here we are.
Here we are.
Here we are.
You inspired this Gary V.
But it was easy because you don't have makeup on. So that was easy. But I love what you said, because so I also I gave a TEDx talk, shout out to me. And I enjoyed the experience so much that I actually coach and mentor other people that want to give TEDx talks. And one thing I say is, whenever it comes to storytelling, we're always like, oh my God, I don't know how to tell a story. But this is also what I learned from one of my coaches, like you tell stories every single day, from the moment you wake up to when you go to bed. And especially if you're a parent like me, when you're telling your kids things, you're just making up stories as you go along, because it's just a better way to communicate with them. Right? So they're like, so why do you do this? And then, so everything you say to your family, to your friends, whatever, it's just storytelling. But the moment they say, come and tell a story, and we're associated with public speaking, then we're freaking out. So it's the same thing as this. I mean, we know what to do, but because this is not our normal thing, we're coming into it. And then we come into it and we look on social media, we see these people that, probably doing it for a while, and they're like, this is how it is. And they're like, oh my God, I'm not like them. I don't have the equipment they have. I don't have the lighting they have. I don't have all these things. So I have to wait. But we decided not to wait. So here we are. I hope everything we said made sense to you.
It doesn't make sense right away.
Even if it doesn't make sense, it's fine. I mean, the whole point of us being here is just I want to be able to regularly share our founder journey. And today we wanted to share with you that we graduated from the Founder Institute, and we're so proud of ourselves. I didn't even know the stats. So 78 people applied, 23 people were accepted, and only 5 of us graduated. So that's a huge thing to celebrate. Oof. Okay. So I ate sushi tonight. I'm probably going to eat ice cream tomorrow. And then according to Gloria, you get back to work and just keep doing it. We're doing sprints for 14 weeks. Now we're doing sprint. How did she say it again? But it's like,
it down. I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember the exact same words, but it's like, it's for the long haul. So just we're gonna pace ourselves, have fun in the process, and talk about the things that we're experiencing as we experience them. I can't even say that.
I'm excited and scared at the same time.
Excited, I am.
There is a mixed emotions, okay? It's great to have a community. That's something else that she talked about that was incredible. That community is very important. It was 3 C's: clarity,
community, and courage.
So clarity, courage, and community. So community is something that I don't know about you, Adaeze, but I could, but I don't want to speak for you. I'm incredibly grateful that we have the FI family. We have the Founders Institute family. It's such a big global organization that there's nothing that you may need from anybody. You can be stuck unless you can't be stuck, right? There is always resources. There are people in the industry that are not just founders of their own company, but are actively working within their specialized industry, that if you need something, there's always resource. They reach out to you, checking on you. Hey, you want to get on? I want to help you iron out your pitch deck. One of the mentors reached out to me today. Let me go back. And it was such a sweet message. She didn't have to do it, but she did. I'm so happy she did. I had a few hiccups in my pitch, but it happens to the best of us. Just I green through it, but it worked. Millie reached out.
Yeah, I met her in person twice.
You did? Lucky.
Yes, or three
Lucky.
times. I don't even remember, but she was at the book launch. I show her the money book launch that I went to New York
She did.
2 weeks ago. She was there, and I met her again in person. She was at another panel at another startup event.
Oh, she's such.
Yeah,
I've
she's
always wanted
good.
office hours with her, and I'm so incredibly honored that she reached
Her
out to
office hours are good.
me. Oh my goodness.
No,
Yeah.
yeah, straight to the point, no nonsense.
I want to help you with that pitch deck with capital readiness and, whatever it is that she's going to offer, I'm going to soak that up. So going back to community, that is something that I'm incredibly grateful for. Yes, when you get into Founders Institute, it's part of what they tell you when you come into it. However, when you are in it and you see past graduates coming in as mentors, and then you see when the epic sprint, when I know you don't like epic anymore. The epic sprint pitching when you start with your 3 minute. Did we ever have a 1 minute? Was it 1, 3, and 5?
Yeah, it was 1 minute, 135. Yes.
Okay,
The
so
1 minute was the one without the slides. And it's
slides,
just
yeah.
like, yeah.
Right. Okay, the elevator pitch kind of a thing.
Yes.
Right. So when you find yourself pitching in a room of people that have done the thing and are still doing the thing, it kind of like it really inspires you to like, okay, these people believe in me. So when you get up from all the uppercuts, blood out from telling you, okay, yeah, no, go back and do this over. But they're actually very necessary. And when I give a little thank you thing and I meant that with every fiber of my being, you have people that hold you accountable, hold your feet to the fire, but also have you understand that, hey, you will look back and be thankful that you learned this, that you went through this, perfect it. Right now, it doesn't feel good, but I have my reasons for making you go back and redo this or think about things a certain way. Shout out, Wine Lacey, you are the best.
Yeah, I still need to talk to him though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Juan and I, we talked about board stuff, so I haven't forgotten. Life just has been lifing really hard lately. We'll get back on that horse, me and you, but it's incredible to have a community of people and resources to reach back and lean on, because the founder's journey can be quite lonely. It can be. And yeah.
And again, what I said today about people that are crazy enough to do it, yeah, we're the crazy ones because again, I don't even try, and I'm glad I met you at Founder Institute and all of that because I don't even. There was once my sister-in-law asked me about like how is everything going. I was like, I paused, but I was okay. She did ask, and I started talking. I could see immediately that I
She
just
regretted
completely lost her. I completely lost her. Like, but I was like, I don't know how else I'm going. I was trying to actually like explain the way that she'd get it, but again, it just makes sense to the people that it makes sense to. I can imagine if I didn't have anybody else that I talked to, that means I would never talk to anyone because nobody around me understands.
Yeah.
Because it's a different life.
It is.
This last year, I've only been doing this, like full time for like a year. It's a year of incredible growth. Like, my husband actually tells me that you're not the same person, that you've grown so much. And like sometimes that's another thing I learned, to pause and look back and kind of be grateful for the things that have happened. Because you know how, again, back to the whole perfection thing, we now also, another thing we do is that we set goals for ourselves. And if we don't meet those goals, we feel like we're not doing anything. But in the last actually most of this year, even last year, but especially this year, like I just get opportunities. I had this webinar that is a World International Finance Corporation, like a thing of World Bank or whatever. The woman was like, "We're looking for someone," and then we just saw you, and I was like, "Okay, so what I'm doing is working." So you put in all the work, and the results start happening. Like, okay. But I was the same person that is doing this is the person that had told herself before COVID that she would never, ever, 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 ever be online for any reason whatsoever, even if the world was going to end. But I learned to just do what I had to do, and I learned to listen to people and take action. I learned to be coachable because that's a really difficult thing. Because someone can tell you to do something, but you can decide not to do it. But I'm like, in what I tell myself, if I walk up to this person and ask for advice or whatever, in all of what they said, there has to be something there that I can walk away and do. So I always make sure that every time I go to someone, of course I do my research, I figure out, is this the person that I need? And then they tell me to do something, the last thing I'll do is to allow my fear or any of those things kind of hold me back. I'll just do it. And it becomes easier. What's the worst thing that can happen? It did not work, but then I will learn that it did not work. So now I have to do it in a different way. So again, I don't know about you, but I'm enjoying this. It's crazy that I say that because in one day, in fact, in the same minute or hour, I can experience the highest of the highs and the lowest
Yes.
of the lows.
Yes.
But I'm still okay. I'm having more fun than I think I had in all the 20 years I work in corporate America.
True.
Because again,
Yes.
Gloria said, if you have the passion, you believe in what you're doing. To your point, like nobody's making you do this thing, and then you get the help you need, you get the learning you need. Because Gloria said you have to always keep learning, and I think everything else just becomes easier. This is not the last time we're gonna be here.
We've been
This is
talking
just
for
the beginning,
Yeah, I know.
and
And
then we're
you
just
know
trying
what?
to
It's
take you
hard, but
along.
we don't want to take long because we don't want to bore you.
Yeah.
We are committed to holding each other accountable, to individually and collectively do things like this. Today was super fresh. We just got out of graduation and we called each other to congratulate each other. And because we had this conversation earlier today, so I'm like, hey, we're still kind of like prettied up. Let's do it.
I know. Let's do it. And then we did. But this is hashtag growth, because a year ago I would have done this. I would have been like, no, I'll talk to you next week.
She still does that to me. Don't believe her. She ghosts me a lot of times, and there's certain things that I tell her to do and she doesn't do, and then she questions our friendship and like, why? How do I know you again? Like, why are you talking to me? Like, why do you know me?
Fine.
So
I'm not perfect.
She ghosts me. Don't listen to this lady.
Yeah, I'm not perfect. Fine. I agree. Maybe, but I'm getting there.
We are
I'm
getting
getting
there.
there.
Aside, this is growth for both of us. This is growth for what we're building. This is growth for the community. This is growth for the culture. This is growth for the world and for mankind. We've got this, and we'll continue to do this.
Yay.
If you see any of us on LinkedIn and you didn't get one of these, slide in a DM and say, mind us. We need the pressure. You can tell. We just came from Founders Institute. It was all pressure.
It was all. So we can take it. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry. Let us know. But it was incredible spending this 30 minutes with you, and we want to keep doing this. And if you're a founder out there, Founders Institute, please, please, please find one in your state or in your
country,
in your
because they're global.
Too. Yes, in your country too. No idea is too small, and they will take you from ideation to MVP. Please, please, please. If you have an idea planted in your heart that makes a difference in the world, please reach out to the Founders Institute.
Yeah, and I think it's fi.co.
Yes, it's fi.co.
It's very simple. Yeah.
Seriously, fi.co. That's it.
Yep.
Okay.
Founders Institute. So go check them out.
Thanks.
I'm gonna say I haven't been through another accelerator, but I don't care. I'm gonna say it's one of the best accelerators out there.
Yeah, I have.
And
It's
incredible communities.
Yeah, it's different. I have, and it's different. The structure is.
Yeah, you'll be put through the test. And if
You
you
will.
survive, even if you don't completely survive, but it will make a difference.
Yeah, we're not trying to scare people.
Sorry. Okay, it will put you through the test, and you will survive and make it to the other side.
Hey, let me get before she scares anybody else.
Okay.
Guys,
I am not in advertising, so it shows.
Tough work, you have to be committed to do it. And even with people who stop halfway or drop out at some point, they still get support from Founders. That's the beauty of it. They don't you don't fall and then bottom runs out. No, they still reach out to you. They see how far you've come, what support you need. And they always encourage you to come back. And even if you feel like life gets in the way or you have to stop and come back. They always have the door open.
And it's that flexible.
It's that flexible. It really is. But when the hard work starts, it's on skates, on fire, gasoline, and everything you can think of. That skates goes fast. So you have to find sanity someplace in your life where you can lose some of it a little bit so it can fit into it.
Yeah, and when you get in there, just try to build a relationship because you need that to
need
survive.
the community. Even the people that don't seem to be community, those are the people that you need. Like the 5 of us right now, other than me and you, the 5 of us was so removed and so different.
We started out with exactly.
Started out with different working groups, and what do you know? At the end, it was just us.
We're all together, yes. And we're like, who are you again? You're not my friend.
Well, what's up, close now?
Yeah.
close. So give you an idea. So find your community, find your people, find somebody that supports you, even if they're not in the same industry or niche as you are. But thank you guys. Thanks for listening.
Thank you. We had so much fun tonight, and we'll keep doing this.
Yes, for real. Yes, for
All
real.
right. Bye.
Bye-bye.